Tapley, your harness has been completed. So this is basically a harness that you sent in for rebuild, okay, into a standalone system. And we've gone through it all. It comes from a Sequoia 2001, okay, and basically reconfigured it as a standalone system. So we've gone through it all. We've recreated the structure of it. So the way that Toyota used to do these was pretty messy, especially the rear, the rear four cylinders on, the rear two cylinders on either side. They were very confusing to know which ones went where. So these ones we've routed back again, so they're pointing towards cylinder number 8, okay? And then you've obviously got cylinder 6, cylinder 4, cylinder 2, very self-explanatory on where everything goes. The harness itself has been created or reconstructed with a steel skeletal inside, okay, and then we've replaced all of the brackets and whatnot with these that bolt onto your fuel rail. We supply you with all of the hardware to be able to bolt this onto your motor, okay. Now over here you have your two connectors, EFI water temp sensor, which is the top one, and then you've got this one that we've added in for the instrument cluster temperature gauge, okay. Running down here, it goes through to your airflow meter connector. So that's a 5-pin airflow connector, okay. And then this piece we've also put in, this used to run in your sub harness, so this is for your alternator. So everything on the motor now runs through your actual engine harness, other than your starter motor and your solenoids or your knock sensors, which plug into the rear of the engine over here. So these have also been reconfigured, okay. So it's basically just these two plugs that you're going to plug in from your sub harness, and then you are away. Noise filter, okay, so those are just to stop noise on your radio. You have your left hand O2 sensor, so that runs down here. Make sure that that's kept away from your manifold. And then you've got your right hand one over here. You've got an earth strap on either side, so you've got one on this side and you've got one on that side. Make sure that those are properly tied down. Here again we've reconstructed it and rerouted it so that it comes out where it's supposed to. Like I say, Toyota did a really weird thing there, but so it comes up. You've got another bracket over here, okay, and then here again you've got a skeletal structure. You've got your evap, has been deleted from the ECU, but it's still functional, okay. So if you use it, great. If you don't, great. Either which way, whichever way you want to go. Number 5 cylinder, okay, self-explanatory where that goes. It can only fit one way, okay. Number 3, number 2. So number 2 goes over here and then splits out, okay. This section runs over the throttle body. It's also got a wire structure in here. You need to put two cable ties, one over there and one over there, and that'll stop it from rubbing against anything. So this is sturdy, okay. And then you have your the throttle body connectors running down. You've got your cam position sensor, and then you've got your aircon, okay. And then you have this section running down, which goes behind your aircon pump, okay, and it will come out over here and it'll plug into your crank sensor, right. And then you have a fork off which plugs into your oil pressure switch, okay. And that's basically it as far as what the actual engine goes. Running down, you have a fork off, and that goes to, where are we, over here. You got your first fork off. You actually left this on your harness. This is your input speed sensor, which goes into your transmission. So I've just left yours plugged into the harness, okay. Runs down, splits off to the right. You have your neutral safety switch, okay, which will give you all of your signals for start. So it won't start if it's not in park or neutral. And then you have all of your park, reverse, neutral, drive, all of that stuff for your lights, and then your overdrive and whatnot. That'll all be in your client plug. Carries on running down. This is a full house system, so this is your output speed sensor. This branch off here goes to your vehicle speed sensor, okay. That signal's also available in your in your client plugs. And then this section here goes to everything regarding your transfer case. So that'll plug into the actuator of the transfer case, and then you have all your position switches, your ID switches. Okay, so yeah, it splits off, comes down, goes through to your fuse box. Inside your fuse box you have all of your EFI and main relays. You've got your fuel control relays, you've got your starter relay, you've got an engine light over there, and then you've got your fuses. Everything's marked on the bottom of your fuse box lid for future reference. Coming out of this branch, you've got this red cable. Okay, so this is probably 5 or 6 feet. That goes directly to your battery positive. That is for your main power supply for the engine system. Okay, the engine management goes through your grommet here, goes through your firewall, and then we've just got this old computer here just to keep all of our spacing nicely for your computer. But there's your 5 connectors for your ECU, and then you have these connectors over here, which are the ones that are going to be for the operation of the actual engine. 10-pin connector, that's got your fuel, your ignition, your start, you've got your rev counter, temperature gauge, charge light, oil light, aircon. So this is everything to do with the actual running of the engine and everything to do with your gauge cluster. This one over here with the yellows, these 4-pin connector, this is for your cruise control, so that's everything you need for your cruise control to function. This 4-pin connector over here is to do with your diagnostics. We give you a plug-in harness here, so there's no wiring for you to do on that. It's basically a section of harness with an OBD2 connector on the end of it. It's also about 5 feet, 4 or 5 feet, so you can install that into your dashboard. This one over here is all your park, reverse, neutral drive, 432L. All of that is documented. We'll get into that in a second. And then this connector over here is for everything that you need for your transfer case. You didn't send us a control module. This needs to use a 10-pin control module. Okay, you can use the Sequoia's one if you like, or the Tundra's one, but that's also got front diff lock and whatnot. So I'd just keep it simple. You can use a Land Cruiser's transmission control or transfer case control unit for that, and that is as straightforward as it can be. This is basically what you're going to be receiving. So you've got your client plug, everything here is documented. You've got a reference of what it is. There's all your pinouts, and it will explain to you. It's double printed on both sides, so you've got all of the info here. And as you can see, it's all individually marked, so you should have no problem there. Same thing with your cruise control. This is for your transmission, so 4-speed transmission. Okay, you have this we don't give you a document for because there's no need. This is your plug-in for your OBD2 connector, so that's the one you're going to be doing into the dashboard. You have your ECU. And this is basically your hardware kit for bolting the motor, or bolting the harness onto the motor. This is your sub harness, so these two are the plugs that will plug straight into the back of the engine harness. And then obviously you just connect that up to your starter motor and to your battery. And then you're all good to go. But yeah, let me get the airbox on here, plug in your ECU, get all the fuel connected and whatnot, and then we will give her a test run for you. Okay, so I have basically plugged in your ECU. I've plugged in the start stand, and I've plugged in the OBD2. These 3, obviously we don't need those. The 4-wheel drive stuff, the transmission stuff, and your cruise control, those we don't need for testing. You can see the ignition light's on, so your engine light in the fuse box is on. The main cable here has been connected. I have put on the air filter, plugged in the airflow meter. Okay, and I've put in a bridge cable here because on our start stand, or on this particular engine, we've got one of our new harness build plugs, so that is different to what you've got. Okay, but like I say, yours will plug directly into that. Your sub harness will plug directly into that. So this is just so that we can crank it. Obviously knock sensors are not connected at this point because it's not necessary for this. But yeah, that is basically it. So let me give her a run, and then we will quickly do a scan for DTCs, give her a couple of revs, and make sure that she's all good. So I'm just priming the fuel. Yeah, I can't let her run very long because I don't have a cooling system on here. But like you can see, there's no error codes. She's got throttle, revs up good, so you should have no worries at all. I hope that you enjoy it. Let me know if you need any advice or have any questions.